there somehow.
Yeah,
I've
not
always been
yet.
a fan of like the grab pack mechanics. I will not lie. It's always been a really cool mechanic.
Yeah, and as it stands right now, the grab pack mechanic was actually created by Isaac, and he is the other game director, the original one for Chapter 1. And he's super, super smart guy, super awesome. But yeah, I think it was just basically making things that interact with that is where my heart was at. But I'm going to let these guys speak to what they enjoyed as well.
For sure.
James?
Yeah, so I mean, I can't really pick a one favorite because every time I make something new, I try and always one up the last thing I made. But I guess if I had to choose something, I guess it would be the Project Playtime cosmetic system, at least the modular player cosmetics, just because of how modular and really, I'm just really proud of that system. And so and the character team wasn't really that much the thing before Project Playtime, so this was our first big organized character team project we've had, which has been really fantastic. And I really can't wait for the future with Puppy Playtime and Project Playtime stuff.
Yeah, awesome! I love your stuff.
Thank you.
Edison?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'm from the programming standpoint. It's a very small thing, but it really increases sort of immersion or how the game feels. Is the procedural hand animation. So when you grab a corner, right, the hand will wrap around it, or if you grab a thin ledge, the hand will wrap around it. And so I spent a decent amount of time refining that system, and maybe it's a small sort of thing, but it was both satisfying to program and really satisfying to see the results of.
Those are fantastic.
Yeah, I love them. There's still more to do on them, as always. But and I guess the other thing, I'm from the audio side. I'm also the lead sound designer, and from the audio side, I definitely just like the monster skin sounds. Those are so much fun. I didn't make any of the sounds. I have to give that credit to my team. But those were a lot of fun to implement, a lot of fun to come up with some concepts for them, and really to refine them with my team. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So for me, I'm definitely the opposite, and so I'm looking forward to what's coming, because a lot of what I do on a day-to-day basis is helping foundationally support all of these guys and to build out the roadmap that's coming. And so a lot of the crazy ideas, making sure that it's physically possible, and we're addressing your guys' concerns at every given moment that we can. So I can be very vague, but I'm very excited on what's coming.
Awesome.
What I can say.
Oh yeah. You go.
I'm missing.
Sorry, I didn't forget about you. I promise.
Don't forget Tobias.
I know he's next.
I think. Well, my creative stuff isn't released yet, so all the stuff that I did wasn't released yet, so we'll have to see. And also, the proudest that I feel making was the mobile port for Chapter 2. It was a huge challenge to do, and we didn't think that we were going to be able to, but finally we did, and we killed it.
Oh yeah, I heard that was great. In the butt. That's awesome.
But yeah, that's the stuff.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
You're
No
welcome.
problem.
Thanks for coming up.
Yeah.
Have a good one. Let's see. Have another one here. That was a really good question.
Yeah.
Oh, that startled me. Okay.
Welcome.
The only question I can think of right now is, are you guys going to make a Boxy Boo plush sometime?
That's a good question.
That's a question for Al, right?
Yeah,
Where's
sure.
Arsenio?
Yeah, right. There are many things coming that will be brand new action figures. We have brand new peeps. I can't get into specifics, but what I will say is there's a bunch of stuff coming.
Yay, I'm excited.
Plushies. I don't have any, but plushie.
Yeah. Yippee! The potential for many things.
Actually, yeah. We have a lot of characters.
Yep.
Hello. Oh.
Hello.
I wasn't expecting to be next, but so one of my first questions would probably be Who out of the current 3 monsters was the hardest to design?
From which standpoint?
Yeah, that was what I was about thinking of. Like, are we talking artistically, programmatically, design driven?
I meant more so like, how do we make this thing scary, or how do we make this thing realistically not like immediately just scare off anyone that looks at it, just like in universe. I mean.
Sounds like more James or Dana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can at least speak from my side of it. There's a lot of iteration process that goes in with that, and a lot of them, the Zams, which are the twins here, and Isaac are the ones who are normally the brainchild of those kinds of things, and they're not on this call. But I know that they go through a lot of iteration process, sitting behind a whiteboard for hours, figuring that out. But James can speak to that probably even more than I.
Yeah, so in terms of like the actual visual challenges on the visual and technical side of things with the art that went to the monsters, I'd say they each had their own like challenges. I'd say definitely Boxy was a huge challenge. It was figuring out how to do strings in a way where they could bunch up together and like retain their shape, and as well as making it so that Boxy could like retract into the box and have that play out in a really smooth and nice animation. That required a lot of like iterations and tweaking, and I think Boxy's animations went through like a total of like